Each house the same, but not each tree. Do you notice what I did there in terms of my pitch movements? Notice that there was a part that was a little bit lower in pitch, and then there was a part that's a little bit higher in pitch. But why did that happen? Hey guys, welcome to Forward. This is the place where we take a look at text and written sources and use them to transform and improve our spoken performance. To guide you in this process, there is me. What's up, guys? My name is Jeff, and we're going to be focusing today on how do we show immediate contrast, especially for times where you want to change the opinion. Like something is one way, but there's this other thing. We can see this in a couple of situations. Like, you may like it, but I don't. They saw the movie, but we didn't. It tastes good, but it's not cheap. Do you see kind of the pattern that's happening here? It starts a little bit lower. Da-da-da, da-da-da. And then the next style group very often goes a little higher. Da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da. One of the things you may notice too is that the pattern very often is similar for both sides. It's just that we raise the pitch up. English loves to do this. It loves to create a pattern and then change it slightly, very often by raising or just lowering the pitch. Because remember, what English doesn't like is when the pitch repeats 2 times in a row. Compare these phrases. You may like it, but I don't. You may like it, but I don't. They saw the movie, but we didn't. They saw the movie, but we didn't. This isn't to say that the first ones are wrong, where the pitch doesn't do as much movement. However, it becomes a lot more expressive, engaging, and powerful when you're able to tie in elements of contrast, for instance, like pitch. But there's other elements you can add in too when you're showing these levels of contrast as well. For instance, like a pause. You may like it, but I don't. They saw the movie, but we didn't. One of the things that you may see me doing too when you watch it on the replay is that during that pause, don't just like sit there stiff. No, we got to incorporate the body. So something that very often happens with these contrasts is we may have a slight shake of the head. It tastes good, but it's not cheap. Some other things I'm doing too to make this a more evocative experience with the contrast is add a little bit of a sigh. It tastes good, but it's not cheap. They saw the movie, but we didn't. So again, as that but enters into the breath, we can use that as an opportunity to sigh, and that can make it a more evocative experience. So to recap, see if you can just do the pitch movements. Da 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 da. Then you can add a pause. Da 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 da. Da, 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 da. And then I kind of did on that last one. Let's try to add a little bit of that sigh before we start the next part. Da, 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 da. And then we can put that all together again in our phrases. You may like it, but I don't. They saw the movie, but we didn't. It tastes good, but it's not cheap. One other thing for people who were observing, or I guess I should say people who weren't watching closely, notice also just my head movement when I'm doing a lot of that and my eyes. The first part, the part that's talking about the positive quality, is looking down. Like, you may like it, but they saw the movie, but it tastes good, but... So especially as you get to that but, it can be helpful to kind of look down a bit. Then when you get to the new part, raise your head up as you raise the pitch. But I don't. But we didn't. But it's not cheap. Let's go back now to our original text. Each house the same, but not each tree. As you guys are practicing this, do me a favor in the comments, write down your own phrase where you can use but to show this sort of contrast and practice it yourself.